Welcome to Deep Thought. Exercise your mind. You know what? And people know me for my men's channel always talking about physical exercises. And that's good. That's good for that. I mean, yeah, it definitely plays a part in sexual companionship and relationships, your pure physicality. But also, you need to exercise your mind because that's not just the relationship part. That's life, period. I want to tell you something, what I've seen with a lot of people. They really don't think. It's a sad thing out here. People get to a point in their lives where they know just enough just to earn a living every day, live, pay basic bills, basically being a part of the herd. Being a part of the herd. Because let's be real, a lot of people don't have to think about stuff. It's been laid out for them already. Everything has been laid out for people. And, that's the realm of the theys. The theys have it so that they got the fences, everybody's going on a path. All right, so as a result, a lot of people don't think past a certain level. Once they get out of high school or whatever education level they go to, they don't exercise their mind more. They're not thinking. Seriously, the overwhelming majority of people, they'll reach a certain level in their mental development and quite frankly will stay there. That's no good. You can't. See, the thing is, your mind is something that can continually grow. In fact, I've seen some literature. I've seen some stuff. I haven't really studied it, but they were saying, that helps with, if you constantly thinking, that helps with Alzheimer's or helps prevent it. You're still thinking about something. You're exercising your mind. And when I say exercise your mind, it could be doing crossword puzzles or something like that. It could also be reading books expressing complicated ideas or complicated sounding ideas. It's something, as long as you're growing, as long as you're learning, as long as something make you think. Because one thing about me, and I'll tell, every now and then I'll come across something, like I might promote something, but then I'll come across something, it's like, hold up. I found something that contradicts that. Let me think about that. And then my mind expands. Then I say, okay, that had a point, but then there's new information. Anything to make you think. It could be just, solving a problem or just solving situations. That's still mental. Like, let me be clear about the whole mind thing. It's not limited to your education. Yeah, I mentioned some stuff along those lines as far as exercising your mind, but your mind is 24/7. Even when you sleep, your mind's still working. And your mind is still taking in stuff, whether you know it consciously or not. And see, a lot of people, they think, well, I got a degree and all of that. I know this information, but then they'll have basic common sense. That's a mind too, having common sense, being able to interact with people, stuff they don't teach in school and they don't have in a book. That's still your mind when you interacting with people. And sometimes you still have to exercise that. You have to ask yourself, if you're having problems, like say you have a specific problem with multiple people and you don't know what it is, you're blaming all the people. It's within your mind to solve it. You have to change something about how you think. Indeed, I'm known for talking about relationships. But here's the thing. Much of that comes down to your mindset. How you approaching it. Like people know me on my relationship thing talking about select and non-select. But really it's more of a mental thing than anything else. Some people think it's a pure physical thing and, it has some physical aspects to it, but it's more of your mindset. Because it's like I said, let me use that example since, everybody talks about relationships. My favorite example of that was a mindset of two guys I knew to be twins. One was a womanizer. And the other one was kind of a shy guy, a nice guy, wasn't good with women. One thought he looked good. The other one didn't. And even though they looked, I couldn't tell them apart. I honestly could not tell them apart. There was no indication, like extremely identical twins. Extremely. But you know what? They had just different mindsets. And see, I'm going to tell you something with the mind. The beauty of the mind is it can always work regardless of where you starting from. Regardless, you could be on a spectrum, you can still exercise your mind. Indeed, and y'all know how I flow on this channel, I get on a tangent, I just roll with it. But indeed, a lot of them, if people actually stop and talk with a lot of them, their minds are like incredible. Incredible. And to me, just as an aside, that's just a different way of thinking. It'll be the norm. It'll be a norm that people ain't even thinking about in 100 years or so. But my thing is, I don't care who you are, your mind is working. Now, it's like I said, it's not maybe not in an academic way. It could be, your mind is working if you creating art or you creating music. That's still your mind. So whatever the case, you got to use it. Your brain is there. Even if you like physically, something happens, you physically incapacitated. Your mind is still working. Because if your mind isn't working, quite frankly, your body isn't working, period. Quite frankly, if your mind isn't working, you're pretty much dead. So it's always working, but you don't want to leave it there. There's no limits to what your mind can really learn. There's no limits. And when I say it's no limits, let me be just in a realistic sense. I don't care where you start. You can learn more. You can exercise it more. You can tap parts of it in that maybe a lot of people don't tap into. Like consciously, people, the average person uses maybe 5% of their brain consciously. Now, someone smart mouth, I'd said that before, and they said, well, people use 100% of their brain. Yeah, but how much are they conscious of? How much are you? I mean, anybody listening to this, can you tell me what you did if you were alive on March 13th, 1999? That's my point. You were using 100% of your brain, but are you conscious of it? But that's the thing. You want to exercise it. You want to get to that point. You want to work on as much as you can. And even then, you still got a whole lot more. If the average person is only using 5% of their brain, shoot, that means most of us, we got to use 100%. We got work to do to get to 100%. And that's like one of those things, you probably won't reach it in this lifetime, but it's still a good journey. Or even if you're more advanced, you use 10% of your brain. It's like, okay, well, where's the other 90? My point is, it's something that you can always expand. But you got to exercise. You got to use it. You got to think. All right? So that's all I have for today. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace and blessings.